Let's talk about espresso making at home. If you're somebody who wants to make espresso at home and you're contemplating buying an espresso machine for home use, think again. I just bought my first home espresso machine 2 weeks ago, and there was a lot of things that I wasn't ready for, and I think I could explain those and take you through my process in the last 2-3 weeks. That could help out a lot of people who probably are thinking about buying it and aren't sure about what comes with it. We all have this romantic idea of espresso, of this beautiful bronze gold, just syrup dripping from the portafilter and filling your cup and then having it on a Saturday morning while reading a book or your newspaper or whatever and enjoying it. But it's not that simple. I wish it was that easy that you just press a button, you get this beautiful, perfect liquid, tastes amazing, and you're good to go. And nothing after that. No, that's not how it is. It comes with a lot of things that you should be prepared for. So number one, it's very, very messy. If you're making espresso at home, you're probably making it in your kitchen, and that's fine. You can get your kitchen messy, but there's a lot of refined coffee grounds that get everywhere. And that's not fun to clean up. You have to be ready to clean up the mess. And it's so annoying when, especially if you're using a hand grinder, and then when you're transferring the grinds into the portafilter basket. That is the worst because you can just spill everything out the sides, and it just doesn't go as you wish it did. If you have a electric grinder, that's great. It makes things easier. There's a lot of fine coffee grounds that are just spilling to the sides, and it makes a mess. It's not fun. And then when you're actually making the coffee, and if you have a bottomless portafilter, that just makes the whole thing worse. If you don't have the right grind size, if your extraction is uneven and the coffee grounds aren't distributed properly, and there's channels in the basket, it spills everywhere. You can have a spout portafilter, which makes things cleaner and easier. But yeah, also once you're done making the espresso, it doesn't end there. You need to dispose the puck, and during the process of disposing the puck, some wet grounds and sludge goes on the countertop or whatever. And these are small things. I know it seems like I'm being extremely specific and it's really not a big deal, but it adds up and it's annoying. It's not fun to deal with. Yeah, it's not fun. Espresso is not easy, especially if you're a beginner and you're just getting into it and you don't have prior experience with espresso machines and you're making espresso at home. Dialing it is a nightmare. First of all, to actually properly dial in and make proper espresso, you need an amazing burr grinder, which is extremely consistent and does everything perfectly. It's such a pain in the ass to just grind 18 grams or 17 grams in the morning at 6 a.m. or whenever I wake up. It's not fun to do first thing in the morning. It's an extremely laborious task, and I don't think a lot of people think about that. It takes me about 2 minutes to grind for espresso, whereas it takes me around 30 to 40 seconds to grind for filter coffee. It's a very finicky process. Making espresso at home is extremely, extremely time consuming, which brings me on to number 3, which is there's a lot of waste. You're wasting a lot of coffee. If you're dialing in and you use, let's say, 18 grams of coffee in the portafilter and it came out absolutely terrible and you don't want to drink that shot, that's 18 grams of coffee down the drain. You wasted it. It's gone. If you have a 250 gram bag of coffee, you've wasted at least 60 grams or so from it, just trying to dial in and get it right. At least I have. I don't know about anybody else, but it produces a lot of waste, and that's not good. And lastly, it's extremely time consuming. If you're in a rush in the morning and you have to get to work, you need to set aside at least 20 minutes to have for coffee making. That's awful. 20 minutes is a lot of time. It's not gonna work out. It's not how you think it is. But all of that being said, just if you want to buy an espresso machine, buy it only if you think you're going to enjoy the process. It's very time consuming. It's very messy, but I have found it to be worth it. I actually ended up enjoying it. It's fun to see how something so small, like the grind size of your coffee, can completely alter the taste and experience of your espresso. It's extremely fascinating. It's something that ends up becoming a science of its own. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Then again, this is just my experience. So yeah, that's everything that I've come to realize. It's already out there on the internet. People have already given fair warning about making espresso at home. But I just felt like I should make this, so I made it. But I want to know if you're someone who makes espresso at home. What's your experience been? Do you think it's worth the money and the time? Let me know. That would be nice. That's it. So, thank you. If you want to see something in particular next time, please let me know. Okay, yep. Thank you. Bye.